Hello and welcome to Shift the Field TV. I'm Darla LeDoux. I'm the founder of Sourced, and I'm excited for this topic today about why group transformation is better than one-on-one when it's done well. So first, a little background. You may not know, I'm super passionate about delivering work in groups and in particular on retreat. In fact, this is my first book. It's called Retreat and Grow Rich. And it's the entrepreneur's guide to hosting powerful, profitable retreats. So I'm a little biased about groups and retreats. So we'll just say that from the beginning. That being said, when I was drawn into business to begin with, it was a vision of bringing groups together to cause transformation that drew me to be a coach and to have a business in any of this. And maybe you're similar. For me, I've learned that holding the space for groups is actually one of my top gifts. And if you're watching this, it may be for you as well. So I was drawn into it with a knowing that I wanted to work that way. And then one of the things that happened, so I was delivering a lot of my business coaching to my clients on retreat. And then clients started saying, well, I want a business like yours. I want to do what you do. And that's why the book was born. Because I wanted to figure out how to teach people how to do what I was doing, which is not only was I, offering a lot of my work through retreat, but I was consistently filling my retreats and having clients walk out the door looking different than they did when they walked in. If you're like the clients we serve here at Source, that's really the goal, not the looking different, but the transformation comes from the core, and it's a shift that they can feel and see. Over the years, have led lots of group work. I've led over 100 retreats, and I've also worked with lots of one-on-one clients, just individually in containers. And I'm still always drawn back to the group work. So I want to share why. Okay, so there's many logical, practical reasons that people would be drawn to group work, like working one-to-many, leveraging your time, making more money, all of that, being able to scale, right? And those are all good reasons, but I'm not going to give you any of those. These are 5 reasons that group work is actually more effective than one-on-one work. Okay, so the first reason for group work being more effective is there is a very potent collective energy that happens when we gather as a group. Whenever I set the date for a retreat or a group container and I start noticing things in my environment, having conversations with people, feeling into the energy of the transformation that's coming, it's like palpable that the exact people coming to this location at this time for this retreat are seeking a particular transformation. Now, everybody's different, but that group energy amplifies the potency of the space to where people step into this group container, again, well run, which I teach that, so check that out. But when they step into the space like this, things start to happen in their life, energy starts to move, they start to notice the things that are in contrast to their goals before we even start. That's the power of a group container. Number 2, within the group, someone is going to think to ask the question that someone else who maybe doesn't ask questions actually needed to hear. It's inevitable. It happens every time. It's happened for me as a client when I step into a group. I'm always aware that there's something that if I could see it about this scenario, it would change everything. Right? That's what transformation is. It's seeing what's hidden from your view that actually frees you to align with the result that you desire. In any group, the person who most needs to see something, either they're trying to avoid seeing it or they may not think to ask, but someone else in the group will need coaching on the thing that the person over there needs. The third reason why group transformation is more effective is there's a group that is a community and there's a sense of connection that forms in the container. People have those relationships after the container ends, right? So one of the keys to actually transforming your life is integrating the insights that you receive. It's easy to get insights, right? It's easy. Well, it's not easy to see the thing that we've been trying to hide from, but it's easy to get insights. But then you have to go home and actually remember to be the person you discovered that you are. And so having that community of support for integration is built into the group is amazing versus someone having to try to go explain to their spouse or their best friend what has just happened. The people know. If I were you as a business owner, I would design for that integration and actually have a program and a container around that as well. The fourth reason I love group transformation is, particularly if you're doing a retreat, people are getting out of their environment. Even if it's a retreat from home or a course from home, there's this element of when they step into the collective energy of the group, they're stepping out of the collective energy of their family of origin or their, the people they live with or whatever, and into this new energetic space, especially if they're traveling. Getting out of your environment is key to viewing things differently, right? When we're in it, Einstein has a quote, I don't know who discovered water, but it sure wasn't a fish. So when you're in your regular environment and everything is the way it is, it can be hard to see a new possibility. Stepping out of your environment into a different vibrational field actually allows things to become clear and obvious in a way they otherwise wouldn't. And number 5, lastly, the fifth reason I love group work and the most important is when you're in a group, there's group validation. One of my favorite quotes ever is by a man named Kurt Wright, and it goes something like this. As a human being, we cannot accept a part of ourselves that we haven't shared with another human being and had validated rather than violated. Validated rather than violated. The things that are hidden from our view that are getting in our way, that really are the source of our transformation when we're really willing to see it, those things are typically based on some form of violation. Now, it doesn't have to be a major thing. It could be a really tiny thing. But some form of violation. I remember I told my mom I had a headache and she said, no, you don't. Kids can't get a headache. And that was a violation for me that messed up my mind-body connection for ages, right? And it was a tiny offhanded thing that happened. The thing that's hidden from our view is based in some form of violation or not being honored for our truth of who we are. And so when we can bring that out and see it and be with it, that's where the transformation happens. We need to have it validated rather than violated, right? So we need to go, oh, here's this thing, and I love it, and I love myself, even though I have this thing, right? Now, in one-on-one coaching, validation is a huge skill. If you've taken any coach training, you know that. Yes, it's amazing for your coach to validate you. But guess what happens when you're in a group and you're looking at this truth and other people are seeing it too, besides your coach that you're paying, and they're going, oh, wow, I see that. Yes. And I still love and accept you. I still receive you even with that. That group validation goes deep. The group validation moves something at a level that's more profound in my assessment than just being validated by your coach. Now, sometimes the one-on-one work is the best place to do this. If it feels really tender and delicate and you're terrified to go there and you've never told anyone, whatever it may be, private is great for that. And if you can dare to be true to yourself in a group and see how people respond to you and receive it, it starts to rearrange your cells in a much more powerful way to where when you're out in the world with people that you don't know, you just get to be that. And then eventually when you're out in the world with the people who are closest to you, you're brave enough to be that because you know you've been received. You know you're not wrong. You're not bad. You're not invalid. This is why I love group work. This is the key reason more than anything else, even though I love it. I'm good at it. You know, it's fun to me. It's such an honor to be a guide when someone's willing to go deep and look at things they've never looked at. It really, for me, lights me up. And I'm guessing if you're watching this, it does for you too. Just remember the power of group validation to really shift the field. I'm Darla LeDoux, and I'll see you in the next video.